Hello and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at ADIPEC 2024. I'm delighted to have sitting in the studio next to me today, Rob McGreevy, the Chief Product Officer at AVEVA. Thank you, Rob, for being with us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And to start off, can you tell us that how can you make a connected industrial economy possible across the life cycle of all industrial assets?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think, first of all, it's important to point out that it's a necessity for the industry at large for us to maintain this interconnectivity. If we're going to attack the industry challenges that we face, on a global scale. And what makes this possible is having a digital backbone for all elements of the value chain within the energy sectors. So that means from the design side, having a digital definition of a twin, all the way through the construction and operations and maintenance life cycles. So all elements of the value chain get represented digitally through what we call a software backbone. And in the world of AVEVA, at least, this is what we call AVEVA's Connect platform.
And with net zero targets looming, how can radical collaboration accelerate the industry's path towards, let's say, sustainability and the transition?
Another good question. Look, for us to all attack these problems, it's going to take everyone. And so this idea of radical collaboration means enrollment of the broader ecosystem of partners, customers and clients alike across the energy sector at large. And some of the things that we can do really start with basics, just looking at measuring and analyzing the consumption of natural resources to increase essentially efficiencies. And that will first of all gain a number of different benefits across the board. Moving on from that, we can do things as a community like apply analytics and AI, artificial intelligence, and different techniques to sort of help reduce the amount of consumption and obviously create optimized designs for future energy sources.
And you spoke about collaboration. So I think one of the areas where there's a lot of collaboration happening right now is AI. How can AI sort of help optimize the industry and its processes?
Well, there's a lot of different ways. AI should be thought of as almost a new field of study, and it essentially permeates or penetrates all different areas of the value chain. As an example, on the design side, we can use artificial intelligence and AI to look at optimal designs. So if you think about offshore oil platforms or FPSOs, we've been designing these for years. Artificial intelligence and AI can sort of run through past designs and predict sort of the best outcomes based on that. Moving down the value chain to production operations or maintenance, we can use things like predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics to apply algorithms for running equipment to predict failures before they occur, or to provide suggestions on how to best optimize for fuel burn, for example, or the amount of water that's sort of consumed in a process. All these can be optimized through analytics and AI and artificial intelligence. And maybe the last one on the collaboration front is when we feed these engines, these AI engines with a lot of information about process and production and design, what they can do is essentially assist the next generation workforce by providing guidance and instructions on how to understand, how to troubleshoot, how to better optimize things. So those are three examples of how we can see artificial intelligence and AI and radical collaboration coming together.
That's an excellent point. And circling back to your earlier comment about AVEVA Connect. So how can the industry sort of get ready for this era of open systems and standards when it comes to AI?
Yeah, I think the first thing is to get a little smarter on industry standards. Of course, Connect is an open, neutral platform, so any vendor, system, or source can plug directly into Connect. I think the second thing then is to think through really the priority use cases that each of the customers, partners, and industry at large can sort of get the most value out of. That sort of readies the business, as it were, for how to sort of adopt these technologies. And I think the last thing is to sort of start small. So pick some projects, pick some specific areas where you can show immediate value, and then look to grow those at scale once you've sort of proven the use cases, the initial use cases.
That's a fair point. And finally, we are here at ADIPEC, the world's largest energy event. What are your expectations and what are your takeaways?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's an incredible event. It's a great privilege to be here with so many great minds across the industry. It's certainly the largest event I've ever been a part of as far as the energy sector goes. Expectations for me are looking forward to meeting different colleagues across the different industries so we can begin to attack the problems that we all have on this industry around transforming the energy markets for the next generation, and of course finding clever and interesting ways to advance the business models and operating models that we all sort of operate under.
Rob, it's been such a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for coming down to the studio.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow us on our social media and at energyconnects.com. I'll be back with more studio interviews from ADIPEC 2024. Until then, goodbye.